A very good morning, welcome. It's Jeff Laughton online, just about 10:30 on Wednesday the 6th of August, and what an incredibly busy day it is as well. I've had some of my biggest bets over the last few weeks today. I'll be mortified if I don't take money from the bookies throughout the day today. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've been around for several months, you're also very welcome. It's not a tipping channel. There are plenty of those all over social media. You won't see me jumping out of helicopters, waving fake betting slips, or be filmed when I pick up a few quid from the bookmaker. I think that's for the new generation who are more interested in clicks and likes than they are in making money. I saw that one supposed millionaire was outed recently in a national newspaper, living in his 125 grand flat in Hull, but his social media pages suggested that he was the richest man on the east coast of England. So just be careful if you listen to these lunatics who are still wet round the gills and almost certainly won't be around in the next couple of years. So I set this channel up a year ago as an educational channel to try and get you to look at racing differently. I'm no hero when it comes to betting. I'm not looking for that one big hit that I can talk about for the next 5 years. I'm looking to make money every day, every week, every month of the year. And if that means that I take a shorter price because of the pond that I fish in, remember this: a 6-4 winner pays far more than a 20-1 loser. So we'll keep looking at the same type of races where the bookmaker is not favourite to take our money. Of course, we're not going to get it right all the time, but the law of averages says that we will get it right enough of the time to be consistent winners. And that's what the bookies don't want. Of course, they want you to win occasionally just so they can keep you on the hook. But start winning from them on a regular basis and your accounts will close. But so what? Do you prefer an open losing account or do you prefer a closed winning account? Now, if you have to think about that question, you're definitely in the wrong place and you should maybe look at hang gliding as an alternative to betting. Right, this is a very busy day, so I'm going to get into it straight away. I'm going to cover quite a few races today. However, I've only put 2 bets up to my private service clients. We've won 13 out of the 14 weeks since the start of the flat season with a profit of 168 points. So if you're interested, drop me an email below. If you're not, that's absolutely fine, but I would suggest that you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done that, so that you get to know when these videos go up. Let's get cracking. Start at Pontefract this afternoon. In the 3 o'clock, Carl Burke introduces another smart colt, Gold Queen Kindly. Now, he already has a Group 2 entry in the Mill Reef Stakes and he's expected to take this in his stride, but the price unfortunately is long gone. The other race to look at there is in the 4:38 where Rafe Beckett runs New York Minute. Now, this horse costs €400,000 as a yearling, but he so far looks slow. They're taking a big jump up in trip from 1.5 miles to 2 miles today. And as a 3-year-old, he gets £12 weight for age from his older rivals. Assuming that he stays the trip as he's related to horses that do get this far, then he is expected to win this. Over at Brighton in the 3:45, Man of La Mancha runs again. Now, I hate following horses over a cliff, and this could be one of those such horses. But the twice that I've backed him, he's had genuine excuses. Both times he was ridden by £7 claimer Jack Dace, and he found plenty of trouble. In between those 2 runs, he was an excellent third behind Gladius, who landed a huge gamble at Goodwood last week. Now, Eddie Greatrex takes over from the young kid today, and this for me is the weakest race he is running. In the 4:15, Orchestral Wave has thrived since changing stables to that of Jack Morland. He should get an uncontested lead here and he should be able to make all. Let's cover the evening meetings. Start at Kempton. In the 6 o'clock, Dublin Bay was most impressive 4 days ago. He now carries a £12 penalty. And this will be 3 quick runs in just 9 days. But assuming all is well with him, then he shouldn't have a bother taking care of these. In the 6:35, Charlie Appleby runs 2. Buick has chosen Ruler of Time, and he made a nice start to his career 3 weeks ago when he looked green, but he stayed on in second. I'm told he's improved plenty since then, and he should take the beating here. Although, word of note, Gosden's Blue Aria has worked really well recently and he's thought above average. In the 7:45, Roger Varian introduces a smart 3-year-old called Rami. Now, he cost 150,000 guineas as a yearling, but he's had his problems which has stopped him getting to the track before now. He's already been gelded and he's been working really well at home on the gallops. The yard expect him to win this on debut. In the 8:20, I see they've backed Grisdale into odds-on favourite, but we haven't seen him since April when he made his debut at Southwell. That race hasn't worked out particularly well, so I'm surprised at his price. Whereas Earl of Rochester, he made his debut in last season's Wood Ditton at Newmarket, where he was beaten 3/4 of a length into third behind two horses who are now rated 109 and 120. Now, he's had plenty of problems himself, and we didn't see him after that until March this year when he was disappointing at odds-on at Newcastle. Again, we haven't seen him now for 5 months, but he did an excellent piece of work this Saturday just gone where he matched strides with a horse called Detain, who is rated 113. If he can put his problems behind him tonight at the prices, he would look the value. In the 8:55, Synergism looks the way to go for me. He looked progressive until last time at Fosslas, where they had a flag start because of the soft ground, and he was absolutely murdered, losing 12 lengths, which he was never able to make up. Now, you can ignore that run, and as the only 3-year-old in the field, he gets £12 weight for age tonight, and he should be hard to beat. And finally, over at Yarmouth in the 5:45, although Roger Varian introduces a nice no-never filly called Coconut Cove, this should be a 2-horse race between Ziggy and Concert. Now, Ziggy was backed into 4-7 favourite on her debut, but she stood still when the stalls opened, losing about 5 lengths. She looked as green as the grass that she was running on that day, and it wasn't until late on that she stayed on into second. The winner has won a nursery since at Sandown off a mark of 78, and with the extra furlong tonight, she could prove difficult to beat. She already has an entry in the Group 2 Lowther Stakes at York later this month. Concert also caught the eye on debut at Newbury, where she stayed on into second, but she looked like a step up to 7 furlongs would suit her, and the form of that race hasn't worked out particularly well. So there's plenty there for you to have a look through and decide what you want to bet on today. Remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you do want to be a little bit more select or have a bit more on, then contact me at the email address below regarding my private service, jefflaughtonmanagement@gmail.com. And I'll speak to you at a similar time tomorrow. Thanks for dropping by.